I just said, let me guess, September 11th, 12th, something like that, September 10th, I can't remember, just guessing. That's probably close, he's a good willing to have a contract, but now we're close.
They're about 2 months. They're about 2 months ahead of what they think they should.
They haven't built the road before, then, Donnie's trying to tell them out there.
They was trying to bet Donnie lunch that they'd be done by August. I said, I'll take some of that. They won't give it to me.
Why has this got such a delay?
We had that last time. We had about a 2-second delay. This is the Williams County Board of Commissioners meetings, July 6, 2022, 1:15 p.m. Roll call, please.
Jim Marlowe,
Present.
Board Gentry,
Present.
Tim Atkinson.
Is there any old business we need to discuss before we move on to new? If not, let's go on to new business. First item on the agenda is a white ash sewer credit for Omar Zerby. He called me. If this was a pool bill, the amount requested for the credit would be $33.08 as calculated by Kyle Violet. So if anybody has any questions, I guess we could ask it. If not.
Second.
Jim Marlowe,
Yay.
Board Gentry, Tim Atkinson.
Yes.
Second item on the agenda is approval of the raffle poker license run for the VFW Post 1301. I assume everything looks good with this. I haven't talked to Red about it. Have you, anybody?
No, sure it is.
Yeah.
I would say so, maybe contingent, everything's fine for it.
Jim Marlowe,
Yeah.
Board Gentry,
Okay.
Tim Atkinson.
And that was on contingency that everything was okay. Next, we have the approval of bids for the televising of the white ash sewer system. And in order for us to talk about that, we have Brian Ziegler has requested to be here to talk to us about it.
See, first one's an estimate that was done last year, and do I get this to? Okay. The first thing is the estimate we did in 2021 for the whole job that I updated after going out that DCO grant we never heard about. So based on the ARPA budget, I think I've explained a little bit of this televising. It's a guess. The point of televising is to find out what's out there. So the one thing we did is to be cautious. I say be cautious, be conservative now. If you go to the bid tab, we have 3 bidders on it. And Scooter Construction was low. You'll see the number of 123,765. What we did there is the original estimate, what we didn't have in there, not know if we needed, we should have put some in there, just to be honest. It's what's called heavy cleaning. If we run into something and a pipe has collapsed and we think we want to try to televise through it, he's got to raw that out and pull it out. We put a big number in there, and again, like the televising, I kind of know what the cost is, but it's clean pipe. This heavy cleaning number, and this is exactly how we just got done doing a City of Marion project, is we just guesstimated how much heavy cleaning and then we pondered it. You know, I'm hoping that we don't need much of that, if much at all, if everything's pretty clean. And I asked him, Kevin Scooter was low, which is familiar with the system, and I asked him what, you know, he remembers or knew about it or been in there, and he had a couple of places he thought he could. Other than that, he didn't think he would need much. But he said the same thing. He said, yeah, I don't, so we televise it, and there's maybe a hole of gravel in it from sinkhole or who knows what, I won't know. But part of our contract with you is we'll be out there checking on him. We can monitor that. So we can actually let you guys know we're coming in under budget, we're coming over. We approve this today, go, you know, we won't, hopefully we won't over budget, because I can't imagine we're needing really much. That's like 40% of that job. But I wanted to be heavy on that number, and then come in well underneath it. So we did add in there some, you know, manhole dewatering and then traffic control, just to be more precise about how to pay him and stuff. So our estimate was, a year old, used to be like 5 years old back before COVID and all this crazy stuff, like inflation is, but we also had those items in there. So I want to explain. So when you're looking at that estimate, you're comparing to that 70,000 number. So another 50,000 in there for that. I could say is, we've had experience with that. And that's exactly how we did the Marion job, much bigger. Because we had a guy there with them, they monitored it, watched the budget, and we cut this out or do this differently if we got into that money. I'm hoping that last year, Kevin thought so too. He said, I don't think I need much, but it's hard to say until we do it.
I think Kevin knows pretty much about that sewer system. He's worked on it quite a bit. He's very familiar with it.
Yeah, I was kind of glad to see him
Well, yeah, he's a Williamson County guy compared to the rest of them, so.
local, and he's been working on it.
Yes, he's been working on that system.
So he mentioned to me over the phone, I wasn't as familiar with it as he was, because he mentioned a certain road, and I had to look at the map and see which road he's talking about, where he thought there might be something, somebody had a problem with before, and the rest of it is.
Well, he knows we're getting water infiltration, so some places there's an opening or something.
Guessing that it might be underneath one of the streams. That might have been bored through, punched through, or something while it's under the stream.
Yeah. And that's where, as we're watching the budget too, we'll be looking is, can you repair something as we go? Because we could get fiber companies are all over the place now. There could be a fire through somewhere.
We're having issues all over the county with fire.
I mean, like you use fiber every day. So yeah, as far as that estimate, I kind of explained it, it's kind of two phases, even though it's all lumped into one project, but it's televised, and once we figure that out, we'll bid out lining or replacing what we do.
I'd like to see those pumps replaced as quick as possible.
I was gonna say, we are very close. I've got a guy, I'm hoping that we have a bid to you by next month to,
Have you ordered those pumps?
no, we got a bid, we got to design it.
Oh, okay.
So we're right in the middle of that. So with those pumps, we had to redo all the hydraulic calculations, and involves different disciplines too. So I got some electrical guys looking at, we're replacing all the panels, all the electrical monitoring controls, along with electrical circuit boards, all that stuff in there.
Our pump's still running a long lead time right now.
Yeah.
Last thing I heard was maybe even 24 months.
One of them, it's going to depend on which one. Last thing I talked to him just a couple weeks ago, the guy I talked to thought it would be like 14 weeks.
Oh, that's not.
No, but I also don't believe salesman.
Well, that's better than I've heard in other places.
Yeah, so
And that's why I was asking if maybe we need to order the pumps. If you know what size they were, we can order them down.
we can, we're actually going back to one of the manufacturers now, getting our hydraulics right. So I think I just explained to one of them, everybody's always confused why it wasn't pumping. It was hydraulically incorrect. The pumps were not sized
They
properly.
just weren't big enough.
So we redid the hydraulics for all of them, and now we're getting all the electrical design. So
There was a reason why they put in those pumps. It's just basically cost
yeah,
for what we had to spend on it. We just didn't want to deplete everything that we had right now. So hopefully something like this came through.
so of course, like everything, prices have gone up since we do it. But once I got that ready, I could basically what I plan to do is a bid. Then pumps installing with the sign the contract right away. I know that we might save a couple of weeks if we. But you'll have to bid the pumps because it's certain. They'll be over your 20,000,
Oh, yeah.
25,000.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna do it as a package.
What's the time frame on this?
He's got, once we award the contract, he's got 4 months to complete it. So I'm hoping we're bidding the pumps and stuff. So we open bids there, get a contract around August, or weeks up, I'll get a better update on the pumps, but 4 months on this, and then we bid whatever we're gonna do on the sewers. I think it's as important as the pumps. It's not a big problem.
Yeah.
I, but it's not killing like the pumps are. That would probably be next spring. For lining.
Well, on this, it looks like you got good numbers. You had 4 bidders. That's pretty
Yeah. Yeah, Ace didn't turn in there at the end.
good. Right.
But yeah, I had a little more interest than I thought we would on this.
And I was wondering how many you had. You actually got 4. It looks like the numbers came in pretty close to each other.
Yeah, like I said, I was glad. I'm not trying to be partial, but, Scooter being local and being familiar with the system helps.
Yeah.
He actually picked up the bid packet that came
Oh,
back.
yeah.
That was the bid. So,
Oh, we know Kevin.
yeah, that's Kevin.
So, so what you're requiring of us right now is to accept whichever one that we want to go.
Yeah, my recommendation is to award it. So if you make a motion to award it to low bidder, Scooter Construction, and then if all approved, then I'll get the contracts together with him, then I'll get with Jim, I guess probably the clerk will be signing the contract forms, so we'll get him lined up.
You ready for a motion? I'll make a motion that we approve Scooter Construction for the televising of the sanitary sewer at White Ash for a total of $123,765.
Jim Marlowe,
Yes.
Brett Gentry,
Okay.
Jim Atkinson.
Yes.
This is the actual notice board that's in there, if you want to sign that. And he gives that to the bonding company to get the bonds.
Tony's got 2 minutes. I'll call him and tell him he's got 2 minutes.
So all the other stuff here that's on here, we have to do any of the awarding on that as well, or?
We will, like I said, once I get that, hopefully as quick as possible, rehabbing the pump, replacing pumps, guide rails, pumps, valve balls, all that stuff, that'll go along with your lift station. So that'll be a different bid, so we can get this thing going and.
Get this going and then work.
We're not going to replace the lift station itself, just everything's inside of it. right?
Basically,
Okay.
yeah, the concrete bolts. and what-
Concrete is still good.
Yeah, we looked at that, it didn't seem like it.
So then we'll get with that. This is, called this meeting to discuss some of the ARPA applications. I know we got our second tranche in now, and we're looking at maybe moving forward with some other projects. And the way we did it before was maybe go through them and kind of pick out your top 5 or whatever you want, and we can discuss, and then maybe kind of narrow it down the next meeting. So I don't care whoever wants to go first.
I got more than 5.
That's fine.
You knew
We started that.
That was going to happen.
Julie got his book from yesterday, and I got more than 5, but first, Tim, go ahead, but first of all, I want to keep reminding that I would like the Public Building Commission employees before we get into all these other people. We talked about it, we kind of all agreed on it, we need to get that done.
Well, make a motion to agree.
I'll make a motion, we pay the Public Building Commission employees, $1,500 that we signed on.
1,500 or 25. Actually, I would.
Well, yeah, if you go by this, you got to decide, it says, sanitation, disinfection, cleaning, maintenance.
I know that they were here a lot.
I don't know.
Every time.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I'll throw it out there at 25. They were here for every time somebody had COVID, they had to go into the office. They had to clean it thoroughly. We're only talking 7 employees.
Yeah, to me, that's pretty much front line.
So-
That's,
I just think that they did a good job, and they were Johnny on the spot whenever we needed them. And so that's where I think I'll make them. I'll put for 25.
motion.
I'll make a motion for
Okay, I'll
25.
second.
Jim Marlowe,
Yeah.
Brett Gentry,
Yeah,
Jim Atkinson.
Yeah.
what's that?
It was 3,000 for the
Front line?
It wasn't 2,500, it was 3,000.
No, we had a motion. We will.
I mean, do what you want.
Well, I
Thank
don't, yeah.
Thank you.
25.
Just making
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you.
I don't think there's any set, we'll have to do 15, 3,000.
So,
25 it is, okay, 25 it is, all right. Tim, go ahead with your list, because I think we're probably about the same page.
Okay. This could take some time. Travis, did you have something you need to bring
No,
before?
I was just listening.
Okay.
For ARPA.
Hanging out? Hanging
Well,
out?
I don't know about hanging out, but
Okay, before I get into my utility projects, there were 3 here that I thought maybe we should talk about. One of them was CASA, and they had asked for $57,500. The Child Advocacy Center, they asked for $52,152. And the Heron House of Hope, which we do not have their application. I talked to them today. They have it ready to go. They were just concerned about how to get it to us and what it should say. But Heron House of Hope, that probably ought to take some special consideration because, and I printed off some of the statistics that they've done. They've served 400,000 meals to adults and children. They've been averaging around 35,000 meals. Now, 400,000 meals would be since their inception 10 years ago. They've been averaging 35,000 meals a year, but have served as many as 70,000 in 2020 and 50,000 in 2021. They also operate a food pantry in which 10,000 people have gone through to get emergency food supplies. They have free GED classes for those that did not get a high school diploma. They have a thrift store where they've had over 20,000 people pass through that store since 2014. And they offer a free summer meal program serving over 20,000. I don't know that we've done anything that has been like this yet.
No, I actually, that's a great program. I donated some hams to them. They do a lot. I don't know. They're not in here.
No, no, I've
Okay,
not gotten.
What would they be under, is the question. What
Okay,
would
so they would be
They would be
under,
under sewer, water, they would be
they were directly,
affected by,
COVID. What they were doing
Okay.
was handing, and I told John today, I talked to him today, John Stevens is the guy over there. And we don't have our application. I said, you gotta get the application to us so that we can actually make a determination if it actually falls under our guidelines.
okay. Oh, that must.
And I think that goes also for CASA and Child Advocacy Center.
Yeah, I have both of them done.
I really
Gotta make sure they qualify, yeah.
Right. For me, pending their qualifications and
Yep.
and adherence to the guidelines, I'm for all three of those. I talked to Johnson City today. Their water tower makes my list.
Mine too.
Okay, they've started the project. Okay, so the project is already under construction. They also have gotten loans, low interest loans to pay for this project. So I'm not sure if that will meet our guidelines. It might. I had Pittsburgh Water. They are wanting $202,000. I've called over there to talk to Kyle Violet, the mayor, a couple times this morning. I have not made connection with him, but they had told me before this $202,000 was to run a water line and to bring service to customers.
I had them.
I've got Celebrations, which is an event center here in Marion.
I wasn't sure what that was all about.
Okay, so that is a veteran-owned business.
Oh, yeah, I got the veteran. Okay, I got the veteran on right here.
And so what they're trying to do is start a community garden.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, they wanted 75,000. We need to take a look to make sure that that's going to.
I had that under veteran project, but that, I'm gonna make sure that qualifies.
Okay.
Okay.
I had City of Carterville. I talked to Brad.
Yeah.
I talked to Brad today.
Yeah.
They've asked for $633,029. I'm not sure if the vast majority of that money is going to be for a parking lot or for paving. Okay, I'm not sure that will fall under this. They're going to have about $130,000 to $150,000 of storm piping and engineering that needs to be done.
That's what he said.
Okay, so that may be the only part of that we get to
I
consider.
had that on my list. I said under 200. So.
Okay, I talked to North Highway Water District today. They're putting in water meters with telemetry, like what we're doing over in Cole. They're asking for $235,800. I talked to them today. That project is still viable. And they told me today that they will not be able to do that project if they don't get financing or the funding from us.
Okay.
Of course, we had the state's attorney, and I'm not sure if we approve this in the first tranche or if we need to approve it in this one. The state's attorney's office and the public defender's office are both $90,000. They they need that to help clear up the backlog of cases. I think we've already talked about the need for that whenever we talked about Judge Green getting money.
On that one, I put a pause because I didn't know the situation we're having over there, if that's
We-
what we needed or not.
Right, but I'm just
Well,
making
one of
note
it, part of it is with the state's attorney. That's how they're paying Ted. They're paying him that.
Oh, well, I already gave them that.
Yeah,
Well, that's-
yeah, that's part of that.
that's part of that.
The original with Steve was 150,
That was 150.
and then Steve backed
Cut
out.
in half,
and we-
190 or
Then it
something
went
like
to
that.
180, a 90 and a 90 for a 180.
Another,
Right.
No, well, 90 for
just
state's
90.
Oh,
attorney,
we talked about that one.
Yeah.
And public defender's
public
office.
defender,
Yeah.
but
We have not, I don't think we've approved the public defender's amount.
no, we have not,
Right.
We said we would give them the same.
but we give them the
And I
same.
think what we told them is once we started considering these again, we would then
Yeah.
consider that.
Oh, so far we're right on money, so.
Okay, highway has asked for $325,000 for an emergency generator. And, your generator will keep the lights on and give you guys the ability to continue 24-hour day operations you get this power.
That's great.
Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Travis?
No, I mean, other than, it'll keep our mechanic shop working, the fuel pumps working in my office. So provides power to everything that maybe, one or two of the non-situations.
Okay. And then this one here, I think we definitely need to act, in my opinion, we need to act on this. The sheriff's department needs $138,000 for a full body scan. So when the prisoners come into I don't know what you call them, they're not really prisoners,
Sally Port.
when they come into there, they can have a full body scan. That is also a safety issue, not just COVID, that's a safety issue over there. And then I couldn't find, you had something in your office that you had asked for.
Well, I was talking to you guys about some election equipment, but, I haven't gotten it to you.
Okay, I couldn't find it, so if I had it, it would be on your list. All right, I've exhausted
Okay,
my list.
did you, okay, let me make sure, did you say anything about Coal Valley?
Okay, Coal Valley needs a building out there, and I'm not exactly sure that's gonna fit in COVID.
I had a question, that's what I want.
I talked to Coal Valley a few months ago about that building. And, honestly, I thought I needed to talk to them a little bit more,
And then,
but you can talk to them, Brett, if you want to. If it fits, it fits.
the Lake of Egypt, 100,000,
Did have the $100,000 for Lake of Egypt, yeah,
Okay.
100,000 for Lake of Egypt.
you say Spiller County, Burnside, I missed.
I didn't say New Burnside. And the reason why is I'm not sure that New Burnside's entire system is in Williamson County.
Okay.
Because they're right down on the edge
Okay.
of Sleep.
Check. Did you say, I'm sorry, did you say Spiller Town or not?
He did not, but Spillertown, I've got it right here in my hand. They're asking for 262,000.
That's what,
It's for, a sewer rehabilitation project, which they're working on. So that's.
Did that have match money? Was that?
They've already got match money for it, though. It's
Okay,
not out of this.
no,
so I had a question as to whether.
The village has reserved 30,000, if asked by the commissioners, to match a portion of this project.
Okay,
So they have 30,000.
I wasn't sure if they were getting any kind of federal money there.
I don't know.
no, I don't.
Is that your project?
Slow it down.
And then the other two that, they're way up there in price, but they will go through with the project. I wouldn't mind giving something, would be the Heron and Craneville project. But we obviously can't do a $2 million project, but I mean, if they will go through, I won't mind giving them a little bit of it.
I had a conversation with Rodney Potts today, and Craneville, Cambria, and Cole all have to build a head, what's it called? You have a lagoon,
Oh, Headworks,
head what?
Headworks,
Headworks,
screen and stuff.
right, and those are about $2 million a piece.
Yeah, we can.
We can't do that, obviously.
But if it come down, if they go through with it and get some other kind of grant money, I don't mind contributing something on down the road for it, but not obviously.
Right, we can't do that much.
So,
And that's why I try to keep all the ones I had under
yeah,
a couple $1 million.
I'm right on with you, but I mean, we can narrow down to the top 5 or 6 and see where we're at after next week if
Yeah.
you want. I mean, and Jim might have somebody different, I don't know.
Yeah, Jim-
I think we're pretty close, so
I think we're close on this.
We're close. I mean, if you're done, then.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm right with
Okay,
you.
I pretty much agree with everything what you said. The one that let's see here, I'm looking at my list. The Creel Springs project, that's one I think that would benefit greatly by this. I know it's a great amount of money. But this is going to help benefit that, plant that's coming in, the Sling River Farms plant coming in. In speaking with the developers of that, that's going to be a plant that's going to be looking at possibly up to 300 to 400 jobs when they get fully operational.
I saw like 3 pages of Creel. They talk about how they're a poor village and this and that, but I don't see where are they on my list?
They're number 38 in this thing, in this book.
Yeah, there's two.
It didn't explain the 3 pages, really what they want. The 3 little pages.
It
back
was-
They
there.
were wanting like 2.3 million.
2.4.
Yeah, 2.4 million.
For green line.
Okay, so when I had a conversation with Rodney Bonds, like I said earlier, and I talked to him about Creel Springs. They actually, I believe, that project has ballooned up to over 3 million. You know, and so they've gotten grants. The city has to come up with the 10%, and they're looking at.
That's what I was told by one of the developers that going for
300 grand. And so they're trying to figure out how they can do this. I don't know if there's anything else out there that we can help them with. There might be something else out there we can help them.
Yeah, I think that would probably be like on the second round, see what the grant money.
We can check into that.
I know what
Let's
you're
check into
saying, but we'll look into that.
Let's check into it further.
Well, and Jim's absolutely right. There's going to be 300 to 400 jobs out there.
And that's going to be big time here.
I think my priority would be, like we talked earlier, doing the sewer and water, the crumbling
Yes.
issues that we've got, and touch a bunch of lives as much as we can handle. And then start fading into these others.
Okay, let me go ahead and continue on here.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I got kind of sidetracked.
We're going to start doing more lines. I got excited.
In looking at some of these other ones, like the circuit clerk's office, I know they've requested 1.5 million in various types of upgrading. In talking to Justin, they have all kinds of microfilm that's disintegrating and that they have to keep records of and stuff. And so they're having to scan all this stuff. I think it would be well worth, let's looking into that. Now, Justin, I think, and I did ask him, Justin, would you be happy even if you received half of that? He said, oh, he'd be tickled pink. I think this is a project worth at least bringing him in and listening to him and seeing what.
Are they gonna do these funds for the rest of their funds,
The what?
their own funds?
We'll have to ask him. That's all. All I'm saying is, I think it's worthwhile to listen to him, to give him time to explain to us
Yeah,
everything.
if he wants to come in.
He's got it in here, if you've looked at the, it's number 39.
Yeah, I didn't stop on it, I was trying to get the water.
So I get it.
I think I
The,
did open about that. I'm interested in water too.
I agree with everything basically you guys said, as long as it qualifies under our.
That's it.
Everything's got
That's
that.
There's a couple of questions.
There's one other I'm gonna throw in there as well, and it's the Seasonings Bistro or opening up down here, wanting to open up down here. You know, where everybody's got their picks, this is one of my picks. They're asking for 500,000. Just take a look, just see.
For what?
I think it's, let's see.
I thought the way I read that is for basically opening up the business, we don't do that.
Well, and it's, if it's gonna be a board decision regardless, so,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. We'll just,
well, we
look
can,
at it again
bring him in and talk to
and
him.
bring them in, talk to them, and then we can make the decision.
Yeah,
It won't be a board decision.
I
So,
think a lot of that is building, they're building.
so
If it can fit the guidelines.
if it'll fit the guidelines, let's just at least give them, the opportunity to talk.
So, and I don't want to ignore
So-
anybody in this process if we can keep going.
I think, well, pretty much this whole second list that we got, we pretty much touched on everything here.
So I guess.
Supervisor of assessment,
What they want. I don't know.
it was, they didn't have an amount down, so I don't know.
He has submitted it. I think.
He submitted one, but they didn't put an amount down.
And there was one in there for premium.
It could have been that, here it is right here.
They got it. didn't
They got,
They
They got
they
the
got it,
pay.
they already got it.
yeah, right, like everybody else, I think they put 25,000 on
Okay.
employee. You have any idea what you might know that you're.
I sent him a request for a quote.
Yeah, I
Sent it
think
to
that
me,
was
so
just
let me send him
pretty.
a message, I'll try to get on.
So we already took care of
I
that.
think you can have something. If we're gonna try to have a monthly meeting next week.
I think we need to line up some of these people.
I'll try to
Very
get it for you
many.
by then.
I'd kind of like to stay on this until we, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the water and stuff for the people, I'm good with all that, like Pittsburgh, going up Johnson.
Oh, we didn't talk about
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Valley.
What was Pittsburgh's?
Pittsburgh's was 202,000, I think, and what they need that is for one around the wall.
202, yeah.
One of those, I don't know if it's the Corinth Road or what, but they needed that.
The ones that I would like to hear from, those are kind of no brainer. I like to hear from the ones that are questionable. Coal Valley would be a no brainer. Yes,
Well, because they're looking to build a building,
they put for their,
to put,
sewer and water trucks.
it was to put equipment in, I'm not sure if that will fit. in the
So-
guidelines.
So let's figure this, okay, Pittsburgh, for sure,
Yeah.
I mean, at least relook at it.
Yeah, let's get Pittsburgh.
Lake of Egypt,
Yes.
We've already talked to Lake of Egypt.
we already have, they'd be happy for half of what they requested.
Try to pick five. Stick with five.
I'm just going by the
If you want
old
to get
list.
New Burnside in, I'm fine with that too.
I don't know, I would check and see if
They were-
Johnson City had one for 500,000, that was
They
the,
were at the top of my list,
they're,
yeah.
that was on my,
But they've started their project already,
or even half of it or something.
right?
I
So,
can, that is a project, I can speak to that, they've started it because they are mandated by EPA to get additional water storage. So they really couldn't wait around.
And that's what it said in there. And how did they pay for that? Or if they didn't get any money, how would they pay for it?
There was one DCO granted, well, that project ballooned, so they were scrambling to find funding at all. Like everything did, they had a $500,000 grant that really came from the county, 529, that was your, what was that money? You send it back to the state, and they send it back to somebody.
yeah, it was
There was a,
DCO
it was a
money.
DCO grant, but it started, didn't you have like revolving loan fund?
We had a lot of money involved.
Everybody, Marion did too, send it up to the state, and they sent it back in grant form. And so you
We
guys
sent
worked
it
out,
out to
to- so they're using that, and then rural development's the major fund.
So they borrowed the money from World Development.
Rural development is a part grant, part 40-year long-term loan.
When I talked to Rich today, and I said, well, I don't know how this will be affected by the fact you've got the loan.
If, Brian, let's say it all works out and we could give them a couple $100,000, or whatever, that would be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, they'd be ecstatic to get what they asked for, or anything in between.
Okay.
They had no, they talked about waiting, they said, we don't have a choice, we gotta go.
did we discuss North Highway?
Yes,
Yes.
North Highway, yes.
I got a question for you guys.
Yes.
You know, some of these guys that are applying for grants, and then you guys give them some, let's call it match money maybe. Is there a concern about mixing the type of?
Yes,
Well, I don't think we can give match.
we can't give match money.
Yeah, I'm saying, you know, if it's federal money and then somehow this is classified as federal, I can't usually match federal with federal. I don't know.
We
Just-
can't,
all right.
yeah, we can't match.
So as far as water, sewer projects, I've got Pittsburgh, Lake of Egypt, Johnson City, Heron, Burnside, Spiller County, North Highway.
Okay, then we also had City of Carterville,
Okay,
and that was,
If that was at only 100, I think it's about 140, it's 135.
it was, yeah, about somewhere, I think they had 128,000 for the piping, and then there was
I told Brad a
about
month ago
20,000 for.
The paving is absolutely out. It's only, anything goes under the temperature.
They're building two water towers over there. in Carter.
Trying to get the Tri-City group together.
And we could almost build one of those towers if we had 2 million left over.
I got a question for Brian. Okay, Spillertown is in here. Isn't that part of Marion's water sewer? Or do they get their water sewer somewhere else?
No, they pay Marion to treat their sewage. So the master meter. So they have their own system, but they do have a master meter, kind of like White Ash is Johnson City. They don't have their treatment system. They send to Marion to treat it, and Marion charges them to treat their sewage. But they've got their own.
Well, who takes care of their infrastructure when something breaks down?
They hire, I was in contact with them at one time. We kind of did some things for them, but I haven't done anything lately, so I'm not sure. But used to, it'd be like a JD Barter was a guy I called with, he might have been on the board one time. He would call a local contractor, if it got too big, to just go, I don't think they had a crew. of their own.
So they don't have a water sewer department?
Technically do, but it's not.
But it's not paid.
It's like one guy, it's like he takes care of what he can.
But so in other words, he would take care of whatever issue.
Right.
He would make the call to JD.
Right,
Okay.
I think I had something with him one time, I just
So-
called the mayor, he was calling.
So as far as that, then, just for water sewer, let's contact Pittsburgh, Lake Egypt, Johnson City, Heron, Burnside, Spillertown, North Highway, Carter.
Let's see where we're at.
See where we're
See
at.
where we're at. Regroup.
See with, okay, then everything else,
And, right, and then the first 3 that I had, Mikasa, Child Advocacy,
We're gonna check in.
Karen House. Right, just make sure that they fit.
Who would be the final determining factor if they qualify?
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna,
'Cause I didn't see it in the booklet I had.
it's probably all, the 3 of us are gonna have to make that, because we're the ones online if it's not.
Well,
But Ashley has the final, he's got the final rules. So we probably should have Ashley in here at that point.
yeah,
yeah, because we don't have to pay back. So,
With
okay.
interest.
So, we got 1, 2, 3.
then we
4, 5, 6,
get that
7,
those
8.
up, then we'll regroup. If you don't want to regroup
Let's
next
just,
week,
and
the next,
then we'll,
I
let's
say
have,
move forward with these.
okay,
let's
let's,
Before prices go up again.
let's, okay, that's 8 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just go ahead and,
Put it,
say, take one day, take it a half a day, in the morning, give them a half an hour or whatever, 20 minutes, and just like
we need one people to make.
the water people.
Yeah.
Just have a regular meeting. Let's have a regular meeting.
Do you want to just do that next week?
That's fine, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Stephanie to get in touch
Just
with her.
do 9 or
Okay,
10 o'clock and let them come in and talk.
Okay, so that would be next week on the 13th, or the regular board meeting on the 12th.
Yeah, that's right, we have
You want to
2 meetings.
do it after?
We can't really do it on the 12th, we'll have other business to do there.
Yeah. We got board meeting.
So just do
No, Wednesday, it's
it
already
morning at
on.
13. You know, with-
Okay, so on the 13th at 9, 10, what?
whatever.
Right, I'm good all day.
If we've got them coming in, we might want to start just a hair.
And go finish, huh?
Can we make it 9 o'clock, start at?
That's perfect for me.
Okay, starting at 9.
When they had to
Wait,
pay
wait.
overtime, we'd start at 6:30.
We should knock them out. We should knock them out. No, I wouldn't give real long. Just,
Yeah.
in my book, they're gonna qualify.
And we had that, we had that questionnaire we had last.
20 minute intervals.
They should qualify or one of them.
Everybody else then?
You got a total on that?
I haven't told.
We'll wait, see.
So then the last, say like the last half of that day, then you want to do everybody else? See if we can get everybody else in on the last, kind of same
Yeah,
thing and
Yeah,
get,
let's-
knock it all out in one
let's-
day.
see if we can get it all done in a day, let's do it.
Okay, say starting at 1:30 or something like that,
Right,
and we'll get a hold of.
It's gonna be done by
We're going to 2:30, so.
Okay, well, you want to do it at 1?
Yeah, one.
Start at
let's do
1?
it one and
20
20
minutes.
And everybody they may not all be able to be here.
Right.
Probably not.
So imagine we'll have to do
20
it Thursday or Friday.
And they can also Zoom, Tom, too. They can
Yep.
also Zoom into us. For sure. And they do good. Pink eye, what's going on?
It's allergies or something.
Yeah, that's what they all
It's
say.
cold,
Fine this morning and started.
Why you been smoking? That's what they all say.
it's cold, that's what it is.
I'm gonna start working like that.
Okay.
The pirate.
So then, all right, we'll set it up for the 13th. First half will be the water, last half will be everything else for tonight. talk about. And then we'll go from there. Anything else, anybody? If not, we just need a motion to
So
dismiss.
moved.
And I will second that one.
Jim Marlowe.
Okay,
Ruth Baker. John Matheson.
Fan goes off now.
oh, I guess we should have opened it up to, keep forgetting, anyone in the
I know.
waiting room?
You rescind it there.
It's too late now, you guys already closed
No,
it.
well, we can rescind it, but. My likes.
It's just learning some new stuff.
Yeah.
Technology. We, us three are authorities on technology.
Oh, wow.